Welcome to Reformers Around podcast. Here today we have Connor Patrick, and this is our very first podcast that we're launching. This podcast is for those who see what is broken and want to choose to rebuild in some way, shape, or form. Leaders, entrepreneurs, and business owners who see the need, who see the impact of rebuilding and creating what needs to be. So we welcome you this morning. Today we have Connor Patrick, who is launching an entrepreneur network, Builders Collective.
Yes.
Super excited about this. And
Excited.
yes. So I'm super curious. I feel like this is kind of like a knock joke. It's like, how do you know an entrepreneur? How do you know an entrepreneur in a crowd? What do you think? What does that look like?
Yeah. For myself, I guess I'll just talk about myself. It's harder for me to pick out people in a crowd per se, but I like to be. I like to overcommit, and I like to have my hands in a lot of things. So I'm doing a lot of things all the time, and I never stop picking up new things. So I feel like people that are very just that way. They have their hands in a lot of things. Their plate may be too full, with what they're doing, but they take every opportunity to try something new, and be a part or try to make a difference in different ways. So that's what I would say. Seeing so.
Yeah, I think you're right on. I know I always look for like you said, the ones that are like running around frazzled because so entrepreneurs, there's such great visionaries and big picture people. And I know we've talked about this so much over the years, is like I always think of them as birds flying in the air. They see this big picture vision, 40,000 feet, and then it's like, okay, there's an opportunity, and then they're going down at that opportunity. But the problem is they don't stay down there very long.
Yes.
They come on up and they see another opportunity, and they're over there, right?
They say there's a lot more trees in the forest.
Yes,
there's a lot more trees.
What else can we find?
I've been here long enough. It's been a week, but no.
Yes. So I think the strength of every entrepreneur is like to see the big picture, and it's great. And then the weakness is they see the big picture and take every opportunity that they can find.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right. So what's your story? How did you start? How did you know you were an entrepreneur?
Yeah. So I started when I would say that I didn't know myself. Okay, but other people saw inside of me that I was an entrepreneur, and specifically my grandma saw me as an entrepreneur. Yes, so it was Thanksgiving of like 2008 or 2009, something like that, and we were all in Kansas City at my great grandma's house, right, and all the relatives down in the basement type of thing, and she had told me before we went that she was like, "Hey, Connor, I have this great new idea for you to try out." And she's very crafty. I mean,
how old are you at this point?
I am
curious.
8 or 9.
I was saying you had to have been very young.
Yeah,
okay,
very
so
young.
you're 8 or 9. Got
it. So, and she's so crafty. I mean, she can turn anything into something beautiful. Like, she just is that good, And so I got a lot of my inspiration from her a lot, but she brought this paracord, like paracord cord.
Okay.
And it's like used for like it can hold a lot of weight. It can be like bungee cord type stuff. So she brought this, and she was like, you can make bracelets with these, and you can sell them. So you can make bracelets, and you can sell them, and it's used for people can unravel them and use them in like hiking or survival, like that type of stuff, and I'm like, I love that type of stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is so cool, all that kind of stuff. And so the first night, she's showing me how to make a bracelet, and I'm loving it. I'm like, this is what I want to do. I'm excited, all this type of stuff. And as we're going to bed, she's putting me to bed, and I just looked up at her and I said, Grandma, I see millions. so so that's
That is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So that's what I would say. That was kind of my first, like, someone, believed in me and said, "Hey, you can do this," and it sparked my interest. And I one summer, that next summer, I sold like $500 worth of bracelets. But when I was playing baseball, like I'd sell them to like a bunch of people and stuff like that, a bunch of kids. So like, just that was probably my first step that I can really remember, and then from then it's just continued.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you name this business? Was it
No.
like Connor's bracelets?
Yeah, I something like that. Connor's paracord or something like that. Yeah.
Love it. So $500 at that age is.
I know.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
bank.
I spent it all on a iPad, mini iPad.
I see.
Yeah.
That was your investment.
Yeah. Wasn't a good choice, but hey.
Yes. So honest time, how long did this business last before the next opportunity came?
I did it. I still have the paracord, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Yes.
But
so you want to put in a plug, like,
yeah,
hey, if you want to order a paracord,
to make you a bracelet. Oh my goodness! No, it probably was 2 or 3 years that I consistently did it. But I have like a ton of bracelets left over that I haven't sold, or whatever. So, but yeah, so probably 2 to 3 years, and then that's when I kind of actually started. I got my first job. So
okay.
Up to that point,
All right, so let's talk about that a little, because the thing I notice about entrepreneurs is they're not good day-to-day operations job people. Typically. Yes. They get very bored and very burnt out. So it's like, yes, we love to create businesses, day-to-day maintenance, like we're out, and so businesses just kind of, fail there. But if you don't have that person in operation. So what was your next job and how entrepreneurial was it?
My first job was Chick-fil-A at 14.
Okay.
And it was not entrepreneurial at all, per se. I mean, I learned a lot. There's so much,
Did you get to dress up as a cow?
I did not.
Oh,
I did not. I was not.
Wanted to put some pictures.
Yeah. No, I did not dress up as a cow. That was not my job. But since I was 14, I could only work a limited amount of hours and stuff like that. So
I see. That's funny. That was my first job at 14.
Really?
Yes, I worked at Chick-fil-A in a mall that doesn't even exist anymore, and it's like malls are, I don't know. But yeah, at 14, I worked at Chick-fil-A. Crazy. Yeah.
I did not know that.
And back then you didn't dress up as the cow because that's their marketing slogan, but you're an actual chicken. So you did the funny. Samples, handed out the samples in the mall. Did you do a standalone Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, standalone for sure.
Yeah.
That's funny. I did not know that. That's hilarious.
That's crazy. Okay, so you worked at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. So I bounced around a lot of, probably, I stayed at Chick-fil-A for 2 years, but bounced around in a lot of food services, the service industry in that sense for about 5-6 years. 5 years. Did a little bit of waiting tables, that kind of stuff. And then I did a apprenticeship in painting, like painting houses and stuff like that.
Okay, I see.
And then I did that for about a year, and then he was closing the business down, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start my own painting business. So that's what I did. Me and a buddy, we started, and it went for about a year and a half, and then that's probably when I would say, one, there just wasn't a whole lot of finances for 2 families to be sustained. But 2, it was definitely I'm ready to try something different. I'm ready for something new. This is the day-to-day is killing me. I was committed to it, but I was like, man, this day-to-day, I'm drained. There's no life in this at all, you know. So
Yeah.
so I was like, we gotta stop. So we stopped, and then now I'm doing this. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So thinking back on your entrepreneurial journey, starting with the paracords,
Yes.
what do you wish that you knew? Like
Yeah.
starting the journey, your younger self, like what would you tell your younger self at this point?
I would tell myself probably to take more chances than I actually did.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that I probably from that point I went the logistical, like the common sense side of things, and was like, well, I got to get a job and do these things.
Yes.
But I probably would have told myself, hey, take more risks and actually do more things and just fail, really, because I think it would have set me up a lot better to where I am now, as far as like how far I am in where I'm at, I guess, in the career in a
Yes.
career or in the businesses that I have created or will create. I definitely would have felt like I would have been farther along in
I
that way,
see. Yeah.
instead of just getting a normal job. But you know, all of it is beneficial, but that's probably what I would have told myself, take more risks.
Interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a friend, Dusty. I hear his voice in my head. I think it's John Maxwell. I think he's quoting John Maxwell when he says fail forward. Have you ever heard that? Like,
No, I haven't.
you know, fail forward because we're going to fail.
Yeah,
And if we have
absolutely.
a fear of failure, it's really going to hold us back. So it's like, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to take calculated risks. Fail forward and learn from it and
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, and that's good because I really stopped the painting business like 2 years ago, and so this is my first like thing from that because I honestly I probably have been gripped by fear a little bit the last couple of years of like how it went and how it happened. Like I don't want to fail again. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
but that's so good because I had to eventually realize like no, like this is a part of the process. Like you have to you have to keep going in your failure at times, until one time it hits, so
Yes.
yeah.
And it's crazy how, I saw with so many clients over the years, that fear of failure, one is super intense.
Hmm.
And when we think about like fight or flight, like it freezes us.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are frozen
Yes.
or flight, like they're off doing whatever, being evasive and avoidant. And I always think about Thomas Edison. Like this is my classic example that I remind myself with is, how many? Do you know how many times it took him to make the light bulb?
No, I
How
don't
many
actually.
attempts?
No.
So it's about 1,000.
Oh wow.
So he attempted it 1,000 times. So it's like if we reframe failure to go like, okay, on his 529th time, when he's like, oh dang it, like he like probably didn't work like this, but he was
Yeah.
like screwing it into the ceiling. He's like,
Twisting, yeah.
dang it, like it didn't come on again. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
But then he tweaks something and then, maybe it comes on for a second and goes off. I don't know this story, but um it's interesting to be like, well, did he fail all those times or were they really learning curves for the 1,000th time
Wow,
that
that's good.
the light bulb came on?
Yeah.
And so if we can reframe that to look back, entrepreneurs are creators, like we've talked about, and we've created all these things, and it's like, okay, I learned from the painting business, and I learned from Chick-fil-A, and I learned from dressing up as a cow. It's like you can't breathe in this costume, okay?
Yes, for real.
but seriously, it's like reframing. Is it failure or is it learning? Is it a
Yeah.
learning curve?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think that really can take the fear out of it because that's the goal. We don't want to be in fight or flight with
Yes,
things.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely took um, that mindset change in order to propel me forward to even be open to seeing the need for the builders collective and seeing like, oh wow, like no, like now I want to do what I've honestly like the fear and the 2 years of like what am I even doing, like all those feelings, like I want to help people, I want to help entrepreneurs like not feel that way, like I
Yeah.
want them to succeed and like eliminate, hey, recognize, but like exactly what you're saying, hey, think of it in a different way. Don't think it as a failure. Because that's what I used to say right after the painting. I was like, this is a failure.
Oh,
I failed.
it's
Um, Going
so
back to the
easy.
drawing board. This is failure. This is terrible.
Right.
So,
Right.
but really, changing the mindset in that has been helpful.
Yeah, to go, what did I learn here that
Yeah.
I can build the next on?
Yes.
And there's a lot of things that I'm sure you would say
Yeah.
that you
Oh,
learned.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the organizational stuff, like, like running a crew or in sales specifically with construction side of things. It's like, whoa, there's so much that you can take people, like knowing people and learning people, and how they're going to react and all that. Like, you don't normally think that's like construction, because you're thinking, oh, I'm working with my hands, so I'm learning a skill, but all of that as a business owner, I mean, like, you're learning all of that. And so taking
Yes.
even just that into like reading people and knowing people, how they're going to respond and what to say and what not to say, that's really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
In that.
So good. And I think you brought up something that is like every entrepreneur's arch nemesis, which
Yes.
is organization
Yes.
and details. It's like
Yes.
entrepreneurs, like great big picture people, visionaries, inspirational, all these things, but it's like the details and the day to day, like, get them in QuickBooks and it's
Right.
like, see them leave the room quicker.
For real. I'm one of them.
Right.
Yes, holy cow.
Right.
Yeah, I would say really what I've learned, like with the business, and why I'm starting the Builders Collective, and what the biggest thing, the outcome of that was, I didn't know how to run a business. Like, I had no idea. Like, it was me and my buddy, like, searching on how do you start an LLC? Like, and it was like, that was it. Like, okay, we need this much money in the bank to be able to start, and you need this much money to start it. And I mean, it was that simple.
Yes.
And like, there was like, we talked to a couple people, that are business people and that we trust and all that kind of stuff. But there was no consistency in like mentorship and like how to run a business. So it was like waking up every day going, I guess this is how we do it at a level. And it was like, there were some times where it's like, are we even professional? Like, like, because it's like what even is it? What are we even doing? And so I really felt the lack of that. And that is such a big heart of mine for the Builders Collective, is like bringing that support to people, entrepreneurs that want to start something, that don't really know, hey, how do I start an LLC? How do I, there's like logistic things like that, but then also like not just the start, but the continuation and the sustaining of their selves, of whatever that is, throughout the process of building and growing, and to where, like, a lot of times that we're talking about, like, the moments where we want to fly back up and leave the tree, and go back to visionary, and try something new.
Yes.
Like, how do we, like, yeah, if that's what you really want to do, okay, that's fine, let's go to something else. But is it just a hump that we just need to step over together, so that you can continue to go instead of just retreating? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so bringing that support, connection, the community, of that, for sure. That's kind of the purpose of Builders Collective.
Yes. And I love what you said. We were having a conversation one day, and you were, I have always just been passionate about supporting entrepreneurs, helping entrepreneurs. I think that the younger generation, Gen Z, probably some millennial, some alpha, but very strong entrepreneurs. And when we look at our world, it's like all of these things are crumbling. I mean, government and politics and even the medical system and education. And I'm always like, there's blueprints inside of people, like for the new. And I've always really sensed that your generation's carrying that. And I've always really wanted to help with that. But one of the things I remember you saying is no entrepreneur should build alone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I even think when you get into a room of entrepreneurs, like you get so much synergy in the creative aspects.
Right.
And so, like, yes, the systems and yes, all of these things that we do on a day to day. But what I love about the network and why we've really partnered together in this is because of your heart for support, for connection, for strategy, all these things. And then my heart is like, how can I equip you with templates,
Yes.
like elevator pitch, messaging,
Yeah.
marketing,
Yeah.
let's open an LLC, let's, all of these things. Because I always like, I always wish I had a business coach. Like, I don't even know if that was a thing, but
Right.
it's become so much more prominent. And it's like, yes, you have to climb the ladder, but if we can help you like couple rings up because
Yeah.
we have some things to offer
Mm.
to be able to propel you and accelerate that process, like, why not?
Yes.
You know?
I agree. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good.
So I think the three main points, support, strategy, connection.
Mm.
What do you see coming out of this network?
Yeah. I really want. I think it's simple. Like I really want people to thrive, and I really want people to reach their potential and what they were created to do.
Mm.
And so I want to be a part. I want to see people get to that place. I want to propel them forward so it doesn't take them 10 years to get there. But if I can be a person that propels them forward and you know takes away all the fear, takes away all the, not completely, but takes away part of that away, takes some of the stumbling blocks away so that they can propel forward. That's success. That's
Yes.
job done, type of thing. So
Yeah.
that's definitely the heart behind it.
Yeah. And the other thing that I love that I see coming out of the network is referrals.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
as entrepreneurs come in and connections are made, I love the idea of going, I know you're currently selling insurance.
Yep.
It's like, hey, I need insurance. Like, I know someone who does that. Or I'm at lunch with a friend who needs insurance. Hey, call Connor. He's amazing. Like, I have this relationship with him, and, I know him. Great business guy. Give him a call.
Yeah.
So I love that aspect of it.
Absolutely. And another point to that is the community and connection between people, because it really is supposed to be a national network, where we meet over Zoom or all that kind of stuff. But to speak on referrals, like being nationally connected to people all over the U.S. to be able to connect together and bring a sense of like congruency, a community, to people. I think I'm so excited about it. Like I'm so excited to see, all these people come together from all over. But to really provide that, like, hey, the whole idea, you're not alone, and have that the connection, the community for people around the U.S. So
Yes, yeah. So let's talk about some practicalities. Like, if someone wants to join Builders Collective, what does that look like?
yeah, absolutely. So you can go to reformersaround.com, and there will be a tab that says Builders Collective Network. Basically, you go in and you sign up for the website there, and then it's right now it's only $35 for the first 15 people that sign up. So go now, be the first 15. But that's where you go and sign up on there. So yeah, that's what we do.
Yes, awesome.
So,
And when we come into the network together, so
Yes.
we'll meet for 90 minutes a month via
Yep.
Zoom or some kind of hangout platform there. We'll also have a community, a virtual community in some kind of platform that will get to hang out on a day to day. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, really providing, the group coaching together, having a coaching, having the referral where, hey, share your business, share who you are, so everybody gets to know each other, but then
Yeah.
also like having like support, like day-to-day support where
Hmm.
we can, reach out to each other and reach out to the team and say, hey, I need help with this, and what would you guys do here? And where everyone together can be like, hey, I think this would be a good idea. So bringing that connection there, on a day to day, to
Yes.
kind of set apart from maybe other networks in that area. So
Yes. Yes. And what else would you say? How is this entrepreneur network different from other entrepreneur networks or business networks?
yeah. I mean, I personally would probably say I feel like how connected, how personal it is going to be is probably what sets it apart more than anything, because I feel like, a lot of networks are, you go to a place one time a month, or whatever, however that's set up, and you pitch your, who you are, your business, you say, hey, this is who I am, and that's kind of it. And there's powerful things with that, you get connection, you get referrals, all that good stuff, but I feel like this is more, more family type, like more of like, hey, yeah, what's going on in your life, like let's go deeper than just like the business side of things. We want you to grow in your business. We want to help you in that way, but hey, what's going on, type of thing. So having
Yes.
connection, I feel like connection is really the difference between us and maybe another network. So
Yes, and I love that. That's one reason I know when we were having that conversation and kind of connecting, like, oh, my heart is to help people form businesses and, be able to do that a little quicker than you might on your own. And
yeah.
your heart is really connection and
Hmm.
community. And I love that because so many entrepreneurs and business owners feel alone.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
so I love the integration of prayer
Hmm.
and really going, okay, asking the Lord, what are you doing in this person and what do you want to build in and through this person? And so I am just really excited. I feel like 2026 is, we've talked about this for a while, but
Hmm.
it has really felt like, okay, like this is a now time. Like
Yes.
there's builders out there that really want to build businesses and they have great purpose as entrepreneurs. And it's like, we need, we need what you're building. And
Yes.
so
I
let's
agree.
come together, let's connect, let's have community, and let's practically help one another,
Mm.
in it. So
Yes.
I'm excited to be able to share coaching tools and each of the Zooms to just be super practical, like a template, so people can move forward.
Yes.
Because the other thing about entrepreneurs is they don't always have the budget to do like, you
Yes.
know, big business coaching in the beginning. And so I
Right.
love that, this is an opportunity for them to get some of that.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I'm excited.
Yeah, awesome. All right. So as we go today, what are you most excited about for 2026, just in general?
Yeah. I think I'm excited to build. I'm excited to build with other people and, see people's lives changed. That's what I'm excited about. So
Yeah, awesome. Good. Well, we have super enjoyed hanging with you today, and we hope that you will connect with us on the Builders Collective. Or if you have any questions, we would just love to chat with you and hear more of what you do and what your story is. And so until we meet again, reformers, stay bright and shiny out there. We'll see you soon.